Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another just of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we are going to feature some forgotten powerhouse champions in HEIMERDINGER and Lux. These two champions rarely see play lately. Ever since Zoe came out, Lux kind of like got replaced in the Demacia Target builds, especially, you know, with Grand Plaza and the likes. And HEIMERDINGER is seeing a little bit of a resurgence, but, you know, he's still not that much, right? Ever since the Grand Plaza nerf, I do believe the meta has perhaps slowed down a little bit. It feels a little bit slower to me. Maybe I'm not completely, you know, accurate about that, but it does feel that way. So I believe it is a very good environment for these two champions to come back together. HEIMERDINGER with Demacia is my favorite HEIMERDINGER variant. I like it way more than any Ionia, Freljord, etc. I really like combining Piltover and Demacia together. And yes, we're getting yet another Grand Plaza video. I am sorry, but I am not going to build a Demacia, you know, Piltover HEIMERDINGER deck without Grand Plaza. Grand Plaza is amazing in this deck for two different reasons. First of all, it synergizes really well with HEIMERDINGER, allowing us to generate turrets with +1/+1 stats and Challenger, which is really neat, especially when we combine this with stuff like Overwhelm. You know, like we have the 4-mana Overwhelm unit that we can, that we can generate with Tri-Beam Improbulator, right? So there's that. Also, it's a 3-drop. Grand Plaza costs 3 mana, which means it pumps up Tri-Beam Improbulator. Tri-Beam Improbulator is a card that really has risen up to its true potential, and people have realized just how powerful it is in the likes of Easy Draven. And I feel like it's a card that can be played in way more decks than that, right? Even though that is the mainstream way of playing. Even though people are tired of Easy Draven here and there, the fact that Easy Draven plays Tri-Beam Improbulator as an alternate win condition is something that just makes me respect the deck, honestly. Like, I think the only thing bad about Easy Draven is that it's very popular right now, because otherwise it's a very dope deck, and it's because of cards like these, man. This is one of my favorite cards in the game, period. Perhaps even my favorite spell, really. Though I'm not really thinking too clearly into that, but I would be... there's not that many things that I like much more than this. Like, from a design perspective, I really love this card, and it's the kind of shit that I like to see in Piltover and Zon, because this region struggled a little bit early on with having a bit of an identity, right? We have a total of 17 3-mana cards in this deck, which means that we have 17 different ways of pumping up Tri-Beam Improbulator. If we see Tri-Beam Improbulator in our opening hand, ladies and gentlemen, unless we're facing something like Ionia, even though you still keep it there, you keep it every time. You keep the damn card in your hand, because that is just a blessing. Let's go with that. It is a blessing, because you can get this pumping up early on, and getting Tri-Beam Improbulator to 6, 7, even 8, 9 value is just absurd. You're fine going 9. It's just ridiculous, and I've had a lot of fun with this card whenever I play with it, and whenever I get an excuse to build a deck around it, I will ultimately say yes, as we got a pretty fun variant of this deck that has felt really competitive as well. I've gotten a really solid win streak, and I have some really cool games for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy them, as HEIMERDINGER puts in the massive work with Grand Plaza, and we have a lot of really neat spells as well. We are playing Flash of Brilliance, which is one of the main reasons to combine HEIMERDINGER and Lux together, as this card does synergize with both champions by giving you free turrets with HEIMERDINGER and allowing you to progress towards the final spark and or level up by half of the requirement, paying no mana and not passing over initiative either, which is really neat. We also have Get Excited, Prismatic Barrier as a full set as our main source of protection for our engines. Having it cost 3 mana makes it more valuable than Riposte because of the Tri-Beam synergy. We have some Dredgers, a couple of copies to kind of like pick off on the ignitions from Ballistic Bots and cycle through our deck, while also giving us some board presence and pumping up Tri-Beam Improbulator. We have Thermogenic Beam, which we can play for 3 mana and also work towards that. So potentially we even have a total of even 20. Half of our deck is 3 mana, which allows our Improbulator to just get really strong synergy going on. Ballistic Bot helps us with some early board presence that will also get pumped whenever we play a turret with HEIMERDINGER due to the augment keyword, as we have a couple of Mystic Shots and a couple of single combats for interaction with the opponent, as we're also running a couple of copies of Aftershock to be able to deal with opposing Grand Plazas, amongst other things, while also having a spell that can deal damage directly to face, which is sometimes what we need to do to win. And that is what we're running as. I was running it as a 3 of initially, but it's too many. Like, one of the problems with this deck is that we have a lot of slow speed spells, right? So Aftershock can become a bit of liability if it's multiple copies of it. So I think 2 is the right number. We're also running a one-off of back-to-back. I love back-to-back with Lux. I think back-to-back is very underrated and should be played in most Lux decks, at least as a one-off. The ability to trigger and get a final spark at burst speed will also enhancing my units +3/+3 can allow me to protect my engines from damage-based removal, amongst other things, and also help me push damage and can be potentially backbreaking, pun intended, with Relentless Pursuit, which we do have as a one-off in this deck. It can be very devastating with Heimerdinger and can also be really good with Lux, triggering her final spark generation while also getting us another attack as we blast through their defenses. And we have a one-off of Progress Day in case we run out of gas certain games, as this card will give us a final spark with Lux and a T-Hex with your boy Heimer. And that is the deck list right there. Very fun to play. Heimerdinger is top 5 favorite champions for me, and Lux is easily top 10 as well. So the fact that these two are very underrepresented right now is a travesty, and hopefully I can do something about it. So leave a like if you enjoyed the games, the deck, you know, science and magic and stuff. And I'm going to stop talking. Have a great day. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you around. All right. We got a fellow Piltover enthusiast here. You know, a cultured man. I love PNZ. And I love PNZ with Tri-Beam Improbulator and a double in my opener with a 3-drop. Let's drop a Prismatic Barrier, actually. It's the least, like, required card in our hand right now, especially because we don't have any of our engines set up. We're gonna let Teemo connect here. Well, not much we can do about it anyways. Next turn we could very well aim for a succession to try to apply a little bit of pressure. Getting a turn 2/3 drop is really neat, and we really got to start working for these Tri-Beam Improbulators. We're facing a matchup in which our opponent can't really counter them. I mean, they can play stuff like Troll Chant to preserve units, right? But this is our key to eliminating his champions. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum. Wow. That's always annoying when that happens. Like, I have 35 cards in my deck, and he planted 5 mushrooms. This is very key for my opponent because it helps him progress his Sejuani level up, right? It's always a pain in the ass when that occurs. Not even gonna lie. I could go for the Get Excited here because even if he does have a Troll Chant, I still will kill this Teemo. But I'm gonna go for the Succession because I want to start applying pressure. And for 2 mana, there's not that much you can do. Maybe I should have gone for the Get Excited just to guarantee the hit on Teemo, but I also... there's nothing that I really want to... I don't want to discard this Prismatic Barrier. I may end up doing that, but it's not something that I'm super keen on as of right now. This is one of the reasons why we only play 2 copies of Get Excited and not 3, right? We have... like, with Ballistic Bot, we can very easily enable it. Alright, we're going to attack. There's not going to be a block here. We're going to get 3 damage in. That could go a long way. I like the fact that he's tapped out. Because this means he can't, like, Fury of the North, for example, right? I do love this. Man, I gotta do this, though. I really want to deal with this Teemo. Even if it is sacrificing... Like I said, Troll Chant is not enough to keep him alive. It has to be, like, 2 combat tricks. And then it's a 2-for-2 trade. Still not ideal because... we don't want to take hit from Teemo this turn, and if he wants to work for the plunder, he needs to resort to that. I also didn't like the fact that I would have liked for him to develop and me go for a Thermogenic Beam instead, because getting Thermogenic Beam at 3 mana is obviously easier said than done, especially if we don't have Ballistic Bot. Well, sometimes kawaii-ness must be executed. Don't ask me why.
Have a mushroom. Have 3.
Alright. I really want to get rid of this fucker.
Safety disengaged. Taste my steel.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
I'm gonna go for the Improbulator onto the Ballistic Bot. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, sir.
There they go.
Wait just a moment. Okay, this Sejuani's becoming dangerous, but it's not like we will be able to deal with her. This is really big because this allows me to ramp into Lux here. Turn 5 Lux all of a sudden. Oh my god. I'm gonna go ahead and say I planned every single aspect of that play. I mean, I've talked about this numerous times at this point. Like, I do have to live with, like, this incredible ability of just, like, making plays before, you know.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
Alright. Boom, and I get to do this. Alright.
Pushing my limits.
Alright. I'm gonna start cleaning house here. Alright.
Going to the light.
I'm gonna go for a... I'm gonna let these two, you know, have their fun. Oh, okay, never mind. I wanted to leave them be, you know? I'm not gonna judge. So I cleared the lonely one first. I'm thinking about utilizing Improbulator. I get a 5-drop. I can also I could have killed this, attacked, and then threatened with a Relentless Pursuit. But I also feel like I could do a better job at it, especially now that I have reinforcements here. So I have two options. I either go for Thermogenic Beam, or I go for Improbulator. And I'm going to choose to go for Improbulator.
The mist will have you.
Because this may force a trade. It's too much damage. Like, you can't like justify this.
Mushroom help?
So Tribeam allowed me to clear both of those. And I want to preserve this Flash of Brilliance.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it. It's not bragging if you can back it up.
Should I go for the Flash of Brilliance?
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Alright, fuck it. We're going in.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da.
Attack formation.
I'm gonna bluff, make him think that I have combat tricks.
Roar. Obstacle, meet gauntlet.
Bim, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Slice that papers, now faces.
We're gonna go for the one-off of Relentless Pursuit. I don't know why you go for that now. I guess because you really want to get those mushrooms in there. We go for the Pursuit, then we follow it up with the Thermogenic Beam, and we knock him out. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Lux really put in the work there, and we were able to come back from a very menacing board. Like that triple peddler was extremely dangerous. If I let that stick for longer, I would have easily ended up with a bazillion mushrooms in my deck. So yeah, we didn't get to see Heimerdinger, but we also saw that the deck can actually work without Heimerdinger, which is a very important trait for Heimerdinger decks to have. To, you know, they have to be self-sufficient without him. But obviously, shit gets really fun when you draw him, right? Let's see if we do this time. Round 2. Just realized my micro... This is a different guy, right? I was gonna say my microphone is like higher than I expected it to be at first. I don't want to mess around because I don't want my audio to be like different now. I want to keep the thermogenic beam, and I'm gonna mulligan everything else. The reason why I'm getting the thermogenic beam is to be able to answer turn 1 Teemo, even though now I may change my mind. We'll see. Because I have Mystic Shot, and I can still draw into.
Humanity is obsolete.
We can see a thermogenic beam from my opponent here. Nope. Ooh, that's big.
Safety disengaged.
I'm gonna develop the Sump Dredger, cycle through my deck, trying to threaten 5 damage. He needs a solid blocker here. Last thing I want to see really is an Avarosan Trapper. That would be very ideal for my opponent because it's a great blocker for this, and it also gives him some really nutty value. Avarosan Trapper is just a great card, man. But to be fair, this Sump Dredger was a 3-mana 4/3. Aftershock can be very useful against okay.
No sweat.
Alright. Thermo.
System upgrade.
I really wanna.
I don't miss. Gotcha. Firing.
Fact, I am superior life form.
I wanna force some removal out of him.
Safety disengaged.
Grand Plaza is very interesting.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
But I'm gonna drop Heimerdinger. I have just enough space to justify it.
Charge.
I'm gonna go for the Thermo Beam as well. Pump up my Tri-Beam Improbulator a little bit. Better late than never. I don't expect to generate a turret out of this, but I can try. Like, the thing is, it demands an answer from him, right? But I'm also threatening his own champion here. So he either protects his champion, or he deals with this. Unless he has, like, Mystic Shot and Troll Chant. Something like that.
Waits for no
But if he had that, he would go for it immediately. Like, there's not much to think about with that play. Wow.
No way.
I am surprised. These Apex turrets will pump up my ballistic bot.
And fire.
What could he be waiting for? Like, I'm going in.
yes, again.
Does he have Avalanche? Oh, he has Avalanche. Oh, wow. Okay.
The outcome.
Alright.
Progress.
Still get a very solid hit off on him. Drop him down to 13. Okay, I'm barely not gonna overdraw here.
Upgrade.
Time for a true display of skill.
I think I'll trade one of these. It's fine.
One shot, all skill.
Prime and ready.
He could have a Sejuani very easily. Get this to 6. I'm not gonna play Lux just yet.
Attack formation.
I'm so good, I surprised myself. Firing.
I'm gonna go for the aftershock to deal with this. I want to hold on to my Tri-Beam Improbulator because I can use it to answer Sejuani.
System upgrade.
That's fine. I don't need ballistic bots anymore. Like this Hex Core Foundry is really giving us gas. What's funny is that I can slowly work for the Fallen. That's pretty funny.
I got ways to
Okay,
find
no way to actually deal with this.
Let the light guide you.
No other way to deal with Lux right now. And getting Lux in there is really, really neat. Jesus, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I won't overdraw. I won't overdraw next. No, I will. So I'm gonna Mystic Shot. This will progress my level up as well.
Primed and ready.
I'm not even gonna focus on these Hex Core Foundries anymore because I'm going in for damage.
Pushing my limits.
time for a true display of skill.
Safety disengaged.
A beacon through the dark.
I know I can't be thermogenic beamed anymore. Harsh winds is not a thing anymore either. And this Tri-Beam Improbulator is packing one hell of a punch, man. I'm gonna go for the ignition first. Alright.
System upgrade. Rise, metal brethren.
And now I'm going for the Tri-Beam Improbulator.
No way!
Making it so that if they do set up a body, I can challenge it. Alright, let's go in. Brutal Steel. Flash Freeze as well? Motherfucker, okay. Very, very close.
Can you improve perfection?
Overdraw? Ah, man. That would have been game winning.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day!
System upgrade.
We're gonna go for the ignition to level up Lux.
Hey, take it to the gun show.
Giving us the final spark, which will allow us to set up the Mystic Shot lethal by hitting this chump bump. And we're good. That's a pretty long game against Teemo Sejuani. At least you guys can see that this deck can take on Teemo Sejuani pretty well. This match has been a bit of, like, it's been very chaotic. Oh, the fuck? Kindly Tavern Keeper? Is this guy gonna mill me? Okay. Fuck this nonsense.
Improve perfection.
No more holding back.
My god, dude. How many mushrooms do I have? 9. Like, I barely have anything. It's making me draw so much, though. I don't think there's a point in playing Heimerdinger anymore. I think, alright. I mean, I want to keep this prismatic barrier for my incoming attack. Yeah, I kind of made a mistake here. I should have not have dropped this. I should have gone for the maybe if I do this, I hit him first. No. Ah, fuck it.
I'll protect you.
System upgrade.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Smack him down.
Safety disengaged.
Okay, no mushrooms there. 1, and that's 2.
Justice and all things bright. Did we win?
We did, Lux. In a very dragged out game. Oh my god, dude. This video is like, you know, Lux versus Teemo, the movie, even though that was more like Ezreal more than anything. Alright, let's see if we can get a different matchup. And yeah, actually have a bit of variety going on here. Oh my god. That was a really, really dragged out game though, but I'm happy with how I played it. It's just like things really change when you have a couple of hex core foundries just drawing you like turbo, especially because our curve isn't really that low. So it's not like we benefit as much from it, right? But I don't know, very interesting. Let's go for another one. Okay. Go hard. I wonder how this matchup will be. Ooh, I really, really like this. Yeah, I'm even gonna keep this in combat. Ballistic bot into Grand Plaza. No early unit to give him a target with. I can just shoot this, to be honest. No reason to take any damage here. Also, no reason to like play a unit early on. Okay. I'm gonna develop the Grand Plaza, and I'm gonna set it up so that I can ballistic bot into Heimerdinger next turn with Flash or Brilliance backup.
Keep up, keep up.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Prime and ready.
Nice, just in time.
Order, entropy, a never-ending cycle.
I mean, not just in time, literally, like. All right.
Yes, again!
Safety disengaged. Fire till nothing moves.
Just when I needed assistance.
Okay, so back-to-back go hards.
A game. Go on then.
Evolve or die.
Wait.
Gotta go with the flow.
All right. Do they have Go Hard already?
Let's do this.
You started without me.
Flesh was weak, but look at me now.
I want to empower my Improbulator.
System upgrade.
Got a single combat. We're gonna let him wipe us out as we save the Heimerdinger.
Yes, yes, again! And fire! Everything can use an upgrade!
Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
A sturdy construction.
And you're close to dead, friend.
Bubbles on.
Let's smack him. Let's smack him down. All these weeks suffering under this bullshit feels fucking good, man. Double Plaza. Double power. You ain't got shit. You can't even set up the Go Hard anymore. What you got for me? For 5 mana? No leveled up Gangplank? Nada. Absolutely nada. I'm gonna go for this.
Eureka! It works! Oh, it works!
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum. All right. We still got Thermo. Giving us another evolution turret, MK2, which allows us to survive Withering Whale and easily knock him out, baby. Get wrecked.
Truly remarkable!
Yeah, it just is. It just is. Beating Go Hard down. I don't even care if you take that out of context. Fucking brilliant. Alright, let's go for another one. Whoa. I haven't seen Gangplank Thresh in a while. That's really interesting. This is the deck that I used to reach Masters in, what season was it? A few seasons back. Really like it. There's just so much Calling Strike running around right now that I don't feel comfortable with Thresh, but honestly, like, I haven't built Thresh in forever. I need to build some Thresh. I miss, like, Thresh is actually one of my favorite champions. Alright, so I'm gonna drop Lux. I kind of want to keep Heimerdinger here. I'm gonna drop the single combat as well. Alright, maybe keeping Heimerdinger was also a bit greedy, but such a good card if I can keep him safe, you know.
Humanity is obsolete.
We're gonna go Ballistic Bot, see if our opponent has anything. If they don't play anything now, that means they have a Dreadweight deckhand. So we will not attack. Keep that in mind. Whenever you're facing Bilgewater and it's turn 2 and they're like thinking a little bit, is because it's your turn to attack. And they don't want to play Dreadweight deckhand, create a powder keg, and have you like, just, yeah.
I've worked out something.
Evolve or die.
Get that shit out of here. Get that out of here! No Twist of Fate, so we don't have an issue dropping this Mystic Shot on the Dreadweight deckhand. He either open attacks or he doesn't. Attack, I mean. I kind of just want to go double. Why not?
Witness perfection, meatbags.
Alright.
Can you improve perfection? Prime and ready. Fire till nothing moves. Safety disengaged.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me.
Order, entropy, a never-ending cycle.
Inferior design.
Let the light guide you.
I'm gonna play Lux.
I won't stand by.
And fire!
I bluffed the fact that I have an answer for this if I damage it.
Their bones will splinter.
This is a bit awkward.
Dimensions don't determine themselves. What seems to be the problem?
Gotta go with the flow.
Okay.
Cowards!
I'm a little bit worried about a Ruination, for example. Oof, that's
Return to us.
That's actually a pretty good pickup because this allows me to
Exceptional advancement in ballistics. Find just 1.21 gigahexes.
By the light!
Innovation must begin somewhere.
this here.
Into battle with hearts aglow!
Problem is, I'm running a little bit out of gas here. And a Ruination would be pretty devastating. Like, I am very vulnerable to Ruination. I am very vulnerable to many things. I have a one-off of Progress Day. That's the kind of card that I need here. But I'm also taking a lot of pressure, man.
Water.
And my opponent just does not run out of gas. Okay, so these two can work pretty well. Let me think.
Selves.
Never back down from what you believe. I won't stand by!
Problem is, I'm exceptionally vulnerable too.
Yes, yes, again! A sturdy construction. Progress!
I have to do this because this way I actually deal 3 damage. And I'm prioritizing my tough turrets so that I'm not as vulnerable to stuff like Withering Whale, which is very likely. I have to respect the Ruination. The problem is I'm out of gas, man. Like, that's the biggest issue. Like, I need a Progress Day, another Heimerdinger, something like that really bad. A Progress Day can really get me back into this game. We're gonna go for this.
A beacon through the dark!
A sturdy construction.
Sucks that we can't use the buffs from the Grand Plaza this turn. But at least we got some more power behind our turrets. And we're gonna attack. We're gonna force answers out of him. That's the best way to be aggressive. We don't represent lethal right now. Uh-oh.
him good.
Our toughness helps us survive. We don't take any direct damage. Ah. Okay. Oh man, that's tough. We have the means to block here. Gangplank fucks us up. Dreadway fucks us up. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. We can win. If we don't die here, we can win. We can actually win. We can actually win. Oh, this hits it for 3 and then I can... how do I do this though? He could have unspeakable horror. No, I'm not letting that happen. That's huge. That's actually huge. I refuse to die to unspeakable horror, so I'm gonna go with this.
They'll be blown in the water.
Ah! Ah!
No more holding back!
That's... There we go! What a match! Oh my god, dude! That was insane! Dude, I don't care that took forever. That was amazing. Yeah, everything there was planned to a T, son. Oh my lord. That game, that was wild against like such a cool deck. Like I love Gangplank Thresh. I was in trouble like multiple times there. If he had a Gangplank, I was done. The fact I got lucky too. Like the fact that his Make It Rain did not go face. But to be fair, I had a board filled with shit, right? So it's not like the odds were that bad. Oh man, that was nuts. That was nuts. That was actually nuts. That's a perfect way to end it. Right under 1 hour, man. God, sometimes when you record a video, like it just. You can't ask for things to go better. I'm gonna stop it there. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like for Lux and Heimerdinger, 2 champions that have been a little bit forgotten, and they shouldn't be, man. They're dope as hell. I love engine-based champions, and these 2 are just definitely in my top 10 list for sure. I mean, Heimerdinger, you guys know I'm crazy about, but I also love me some Lux. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and that's basically all I gotta say. Have a swell day. Stay tuned for regular Legends of Runeterra content. I'll see you guys around.